when we come out here and you scream, depending upon our level of experience in spiritual, mental, emotional, intellectual development, we may be intoxicated with the adulation, right? Hold on. So, the law of average is going to answer a question real quick. And if the women in this audience trust themselves for 1 second, I'm going to ask you just to close your eyes for 1 second. So just close your eyes for 1 second. Take yourself seriously. Teachable moment. No, seriously. If you can control yourself right now, I encourage you to do that. But just for 1 second, close your eyes so that people, you can't be closing your eyes, you're taking pictures, boo. Seriously, how many women in here have knowingly, keep your eyes closed so your girlfriend can't see. How many women in here knowingly have been the other woman? Raise your hands. Okay? So hold on, leave your hand up, leave your hand up. I think the law of average may not be represented in the hands that are up, but that's part of the reason why we cheat. Because there has to be that willing woman. And given the statistics, there are women who say, look, boo, I know you got a woman, I know you married, but I'm gonna have a piece of you if I can get it. So only about 3% of y'all raise your hand, but the law of average says that that cannot be true. There's some folks in here who are not honest with themselves, and so to answer that question, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what are you gonna stand on?
How y'all doing? It's gonna be tough to top what's already been said, but I would like to, I think maybe go back a step and maybe deal with the issue of, I mean, in order to cheat, first of all, you've got to be violating some kind of agreement, commitment, understanding, or whatever. So before you even get to the point where that commitment is made, one of my observations has been through some of the relationships that I've been in, and in particular, the mass number of female friends that I have and other women in my life, whatever my relationship or dynamic with them is, cousins, sisters, whatever. A lot of times I'm finding a very consistent pattern. That pattern is the relationship or whatever is developing between this woman and this man is not really in the place where the commitment is even ready to happen, but yet the pressure for that commitment to be made is always imminent, is always right there. So I'm finding that the cheating that's going on is, you know, women are acting like they're victims. And I think one of the things that's been a common through line, what everyone said, is there's a certain amount of accountability on you all's end that you all are not owning up to. And I can tell you personally, I'm sick of it. I'm serious. I'm sick of hearing your mouths complaining and acting like you're victims all the time, and you all aren't being responsible for your own actions. And there will never be any change until you all are accountable. Now that doesn't let us off the hook. I'm not saying that we don't have to get our act together, but it's always a two-way street. So my point is, before that commitment is made, you all have to be careful, because I think you're shooting yourselves in your own feet by forcing a man or implying that you're not going to be around unless he does A, B, C. You all have got to get one thing straight, and if y'all don't leave without anything else tonight, you all got to know one thing. You all do not have any control over us. All right? You don't run me. You never will. Now that doesn't mean you can't help me help you. I think every man up here is a king who will be glad to give you everything we have, but not until we are ready. And you can't make that happen any sooner than it's going to happen. And it will not happen until I decide it's going to happen. Now I'm saying that to say, before you give me an ultimatum and force me to make a decision, be with you, not be with you, if you're the incredible woman that you are, why would I decide not to be with you? But you all already know that. And sometimes that's the arrogance that you put yourself in a bad place with, because you know we don't want to let you go, so now what are we forced to do? Make a commitment to you that we may not actually be ready to make. But we don't want to lose you. But we're not ready yet. That doesn't mean we won't ever. That doesn't mean we don't want to. Not yet. And most of the time I'm finding that women are finding themselves in situations to where they're making a man make a commitment that he's not really ready to make. He has to be man enough to say no. Again, that's where we're accountable. But a lot of times, a lot of men aren't having the strength and having the courage to not step into a situation that they're not really ready for. And then it's inevitable that we're going to violate the commitment because we weren't ready to be there in the first place. So don't force us to be in a commitment we're not ready to be in. Otherwise, you're going to play yourself, because we're going to hurt you. It's inevitable. But you're responsible for putting yourself in that situation as well. You understand where I'm coming from? However valid that might be to you, that's what I got right now. That's all I got.
All right, ladies. Now, ladies, may I say something? I listened to everything that the men said, and I know that this is based on the male's perspective, and every man up here had something absolutely wonderful to say. And just to kind of tie it all in, you know, Miller said that what's in a man is going to come out of a man, right? Pastor Johnson basically said to take care of your man. And we would hope you're married before you do that, right? Right? Right, ladies? Come on, don't be ashamed of abstinence, okay? The other thing is encourage each other. I love what Michael Jai White said about black men encouraging one another to be able to make that stance, to take that stance within their relationship. And I'm going to say for you ladies to encourage one another based on what Mr. Yoba said. You encourage each other to respect yourselves and respect each other so that you don't allow yourself to empower the very problem that you feel exists in your life, which is a cheating man. So speak to your sister, speak to yourself, and make a decision, make a covenant with yourself that you will not be a part of this problem.